Moin liebe Brettsportfreunde, willkommen wieder in Kapstadt. Wir sind wie jedes Jahr hier auf dem Core Dealer Meeting, dem jährlichen Event, auf dem Core uns die neuen Produkte, die im nächsten Jahr kommen werden, vorstellt. Mit mir ist heute wieder Steven Akkersdijk hier, Core Pro Rider, und er wird uns ein bisschen zeigen, was es wieder Neues gibt. So Steve, as you see behind us, we have a new kite that is not on the market yet. We know it slightly different as Pace Pro, but this is a Pace in a not yellow version, so it's not made from Alula but Exotex. So can you tell us a bit about it?
Yeah, so when we launched the Pace Pro, which was a little bit pointed towards the bigger rider and our kite to compete in these big air competitions, we noticed it's a really fun shape, and that this would be the right kite for most people actually, except that this one is very much designed for pros and it's a little bit more technical to ride. So straight away we started developing with our Exotex to make this kite in the Pace version that you see right here.
So is it more or less the same as the Pro, just an Exotex, or is it a completely new development again?
So because it's different leading edge materials, so the biggest difference here is the leading edge material, Exotex 2 versus Alula. Alula is a very stiff material to work with, and that means that you can go really thin on your diameter of the leading edge, which is great because that means you have a very fast moving kite. But this diameter also, you need a bit of diameter to create lift, and that's where this kite comes in with Exotex. In order to have the same stiffness in the leading edge, we had to go a bit fatter in the middle section, and that creates more lift, also makes the kite a little bit slower, and then it really tapers down towards the tip. And in the end, what you come out with is a very playful kite that has loads of lift. So it's not as lifty as the XR. It sits very nicely between the Nexus and the XR8 when it comes to the playfulness and steering speed of the Nexus. Close to the lift and the hang time of the XR, but not really there. And this is just a very playful platform.
I've been riding it and I'm a bit of a fatter kiter, and I have to say I thought I'd never go anywhere but the XR. And this brings fun, a lot of joy, because you can play with it a lot and it still gives you a lot of power when you jump. So that makes it a really good intermediate, so I can agree on that. So what, in your view, what makes this kite so unique?
Yeah, so when you look at the shape of the kite, it's a very high aspect kite. It's higher aspect than the XR, and this is only possible because we started playing around with the bridle setups. This is a fixed bridle kite, just like the Pace Pro. It's a 14 point in total fixed bridle kite, and that makes that the leading edge gets very nice support. One downside from that is, if you're a sensor-free owner, you shouldn't fly this kite on a sensor-free bar. Neither should you fly the Pace Pro on a sensor-free bar because the flag out is not long enough. So flying it is not the issue, safety is the issue here. So therefore you will have to take a sensor 4 bar and just take a sensor 4 bar, fly it on the high Y split, and you're gonna have a very fun time on this.
So you have a new bridle system, and what else is new in the Pace as well?
Yeah, so in comparison to the XR, this is a free strut kite. The characteristics of a free strut kite are generally that it turns faster because it's lighter. It will drift better. Let's say you're going to go into the wave. And additionally, it's more of a playful kite. The downside, it will have a little bit less lift. So if lift is all you're looking for, just pulling that bar down and going up, then the XR is probably your better choice. Where here you're going to be better off with a more playful kite if you're into playful riding, into kite loops. And that also, I would say, brings us to the target group. I think XR, we were talking about it earlier, it's the perfect kite to cruise up and down, and if your focus is really on jumps, twin tip only, you just want to jump as high as possible and have the most lift possible, then the XR is the right kite for you. As soon as you get more in the playful segment of riding, so you want to pull maybe some, not even necessarily kite loops in the sky, but you want to do like fun down loops, or you want to have a kite that's more playful in the sky, still has good lift, then the Pace is the right kite for you. If you're foiling as well, so let's say you're doing some kite foiling, you're doing a little bit of wave riding, 30% wave or foil and then 70% twin tip, then the Pace will be the better kite for you. If you're doing 50-50, wave foil versus twin tip, then the Nexus starts to become the more interesting kite, I think.
Okay, cool.
So yeah, go and find a Brettsport, and these guys can tell you more about it.
Exactly. So where do you know when the Pace will be released?
This should be around, well, now, because you're seeing it now. Right? You're not going to release it before.
It's true.